Hello, I'm David Byes, your MSU Extension State Health Specialist, back with you in our series of conversations about COVID-19. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, Dr. Lori Elmore-Staton. Lori's a leading expert in sleep and teaches here at the university, in addition to providing oversight for some of our extension programs. Thanks for joining us, Lori.
Thank you for having me, David.
So I don't know about you or our listeners, but since COVID-19 hit, I've had some restless nights. Could you tell us what might be causing that?
Well, to get good sleep, our body really needs to be in a routine. And so obviously right now our routines have kind of changed significantly. We're not getting up to take our children to school. We may not be getting up to go to work. So that change in routine really can throw us off. And additionally, things like anxieties over the uncertainties of everything that we're living through. There's uncertainty about economics. Are we going to have our job? What's going to happen? When are the kids going to go back to school? Do we have childcare for them in the summer if we go back to work? So a lot of those things are floating around in our heads and can definitely keep us up at night.
That certainly makes sense. What are some strategies to fight those things or to help us sleep better?
Well, the number one sleep hygiene tip is what they call it, is to keep a regular sleep-wake schedule. So you do want to try to go to sleep at the same time every day and get up at the same time every day, regardless if you have somewhere to go or not. And so that's really, really important. And I definitely say if you do have some extra flexibility right now in that schedule, that you make sure you're getting a substantial amount of time. We know that many people don't get the amount of sleep that they need on a regular basis. So if you have a little bit of extra time, make sure you're getting that. And a great place to know that is the National Sleep Foundation. They have a great graphic that actually breaks down what research says for how many hours of sleep you need by your age range. So for instance, for adults, the sweet spot tends to be 7 to 9 hours. So there's a little bit of individual flexibility. But what we know is things like, for instance, less than 6 hours of sleep can cause you substantial health problems.
Well, I'm taking notes. I certainly need as much help as I can get right now. And for our viewers, we can put that graphic in our as a link in our, maybe in the comments section below this video once we've gone live. So you don't have to go out searching for it. We'll make it available to you. What about our children? Are there any tips for keeping them on a schedule?
Well, they definitely do need that schedule. Again, try to figure out what is the best schedule for them. What time do they need to get up, and then work back from that. But yeah, they really need a schedule because that makes them feel safe and secure. And given how everything is kind of different right now, and it may be hard for them to understand that, that's one thing that we can do for them is still keep that steady bedtime and wake time in the morning. So that will definitely help.
All right, well, I might be coming back to you offline for more tips on this because, geez, that's the biggest challenge in our household is nighttime getting to bed.
Oh, yes.
So I may be coming at this a little bit out of order, but can you tell us maybe more about why this is all so important?
Well, sleep really infiltrates every part of our life, but particularly right now, there's two things I would definitely highlight. Number one is when you get good quality, restful sleep, it actually boosts your immune system. So if any time we need a boost in that immune system, so that will help reduce some of that anxiety of actually contracting coronavirus. But also sleep and mood are very closely related. Obviously, if you have children, you have experienced a time where they didn't get enough sleep and you paid for it later. So, that sleep and mood is very intertwined. And so if you're getting the good amount of sleep that you need, then hopefully there'll be more peace at home when everybody's stuck there together. So
those are good reminders. And you and I have talked before offline about we talk a lot about nutrition and physical activity. But sleep, when we look at the whole package of a person's lifestyle, sleep is up there as just as important as nutrition and healthy lifestyle for our overall well-being. And I don't think we give enough credit to that.
No, I mean, there's been a huge push in the last 10 years to really try to put sleep at the forefront. But, our society is very much an active 24-hour go, go, go. And, we often look at things like taking a nap during the day or sleeping longer in the morning that actually is related to being lazy and not being productive. But we really need to change that narrative, because we know that sleep really is a time, for instance, when our brain is even washed at night. So it not only helps our body rest and restore itself, but also it allows for better cognitive functioning. So, yeah, it's very important, just as important as diet.
Yeah, I'm convinced. Thanks for all this good insight. And before we sign off, I wonder if you'd leave our viewers with a couple of, or maybe 3 points you'd like us to remember, maybe the most important takeaways from today.
Okay, so number one, definitely the schedule. You want to stay on that consistent schedule and make sure it's giving you the opportunity to actually get enough sleep. Number two, in the situation that you're currently in, making sure that you try to keep your bedroom just for sleeping, so not working in your bedroom. Doing things like that can make negative associations with your brain and just make it harder for you to be able to get to sleep. And, I really do think that finding ways of integrating self-care, so doing things like if you are seeing high anxiety, making sure you're taking advantage of the great weather outside, enjoying the sunshine, getting that exercise, making lists and checking things off. That always makes me feel a little bit better. And, just really, if, say, for instance, you are seeing a lot of anxiety, trying to stay away from the news and social media as much. Obviously, you want to keep up with what's going on in the world today, but too much of that negativity really can increase that anxiety and lead to poor sleep.
Well, thank you so much. And viewers, thank you all for joining us today. Now go take a nap. No, I'm just kidding, but I do hope some of you will rest better if you're able to put some of these tips into practice. I also hope to hear from some of you in our comments about what you found helpful today, or what other tips or ideas or topics you'd like for us to bring to you in future conversations about COVID-19. Our goal through extension during this COVID-19 crisis has been to contextualize our expertise for you all as we work through this challenging time. And we want to continue to do that. I thank you for joining us, and I always encourage you to use the tools that we share with you. And as always, stay vigilant and stay healthy. Have a great day.
Bye.